So the first app we'll be looking at today is called App Organizer. With this app, you get this sidebar with a group of apps you can quickly access basically anytime. You can group your apps into folders. So you can have a folder for maybe your social media apps, you can have another folder for maybe your games, a folder for your banking apps. I'm sure you get the idea. The app also has this feature that allows you to add your favorite apps to your notification panel for easy access. The app is free and easy to use, but if you want a detailed tutorial on how to use it, you can check the link in the description. I've made a video for it. The next app on the list is called Quetta. I hope that's how you pronounce it. The thing is, from time to time, I try to find browsers that offer really useful features. I think this one is a good one. This browser supports external download managers since they are more stable, at least from my experience. And another feature it has is the synchronization feature. And the fun part about this synchronization feature is that you don't have to use your email to synchronize it. You get the option to create a secret code that you can use each time you want to synchronize to any device. But keep in mind that you have to keep that secret code safe, because if you lose it, then it means that you won't have access to your data. So you have to create a new secret code and the old one will be gone. So if you're not sure you can keep secret codes safe, then I would recommend you just go for the email and password option to synchronize. Besides synchronization, this browser also supports plugins or extensions. Now, normally I don't use plugins that much, but just to test if the extensions actually work, I tried using Proton VPN. It connected me to the United States, and when I checked my IP address online, it said I was in New York. So hello, my fellow Americans. But well, that just proves that the browser works with extensions. There are other features this browser offers which I can't get into in this video because there are other apps to talk about, but I'm going to be creating a separate video where I talk about all the features that you get from this browser. And also, this browser is available for Android and iOS or iPhones, but for Windows or Mac devices, it's coming soon. So I would recommend you start using it before the PC versions are released. If you're thinking about trying a new launcher for your Android device, Phi Launcher is one I would recommend. I don't know if it's Phi or Phi, but well, PHI is one I would recommend. After you install this launcher, one of the first things you'll notice is this animation that shows up each time you charge your device. And just so you know, you can also change the colors of the bubbles if you want. Okay, so the next feature, when you long press the home screen, you'll get a list of apps that you can quickly access. Keep in mind that you can get to choose the apps you want to see here. Another feature you get in this launcher is the option to hide apps, and while that's a feature you get in a lot of launchers, one feature that I don't see in most launchers that is available in Phi or Phi is this focus mode feature. In this launcher, you can switch to this mode when you want to avoid wasting time on apps. Just choose your most important apps and switch to it. You will not be able to access other apps, and to exit this mode, a code will be generated for you that you have to enter, and a new code is generated each time. I think this is good to help you cut back if you spend too much time in apps you don't even need. But if this focus mode is too much for you, then you can just try the delay feature. So if there's an app you can't stop yourself from opening all the time, you can set a delay so you can take some time to think about it. I'll say the only problem with this app is that it has a lot of features and a lot of settings which you may get lost in. So what I'll do is I'll create a separate video where I show you all the important features and settings that you should know. Alright, so for sharing files with anyone, anywhere in the world, an app you can try is called Wormhole. This app is free and open source, and it's very easy to use. Just choose the file you want to share and send the receiver a code they will enter in their own app. You can also send folders using Wormhole, but what I've noticed is that the folders will get converted into a zip file and the zip file will be sent, but I've always gotten empty zip files. So I think this is a bug, so for now I'll say just avoid the folder sharing aspect. Just use the file sharing aspect until maybe the app gets updated. If you have a PC or a laptop with bad speakers, an app you can try is called Audio Relay. With this app, you can use your phone as a speaker for your PC. And not just that, you can also use your phone as a mic for your PC. The app is free, and I've made videos showing how to use the app in both ways, like using your phone as a mic and using your phone as a speaker. And keep in mind that for this to work, you have to install the software on your PC, and both your phone and your PC have to be on the same Wi-Fi network. You can also use USB tethering to connect both devices. Another app you can use with your PC is called Plane App. This app allows you to do things like organize the files on your device, view all your apps, and even view your call logs and messages as well. One feature I wasn't expecting to see is this screen mirroring feature. It doesn't just mirror your device, you can also use it to control your Android device from your PC. Plain app is free and it is also open source, and for it to work, your PC and your phone have to be on the same Wi-Fi network. If you have an Android TV, I would recommend you get this remote app on your Android phone. You can use the app as a mic for your TV, and for me, one of the most important things about this app is typing. I don't know if you have tried typing using a remote before, but you know that it is a pain. But with this app, you can easily just type using the keyboard on your Android phone, and if you already have the text somewhere, like you can copy the text somewhere, then just go ahead and copy it and paste it in the app, and it's just going to appear on your TV. You don't have to type it manually. One other feature I like about this app compared to other remote apps that I've used is the long pressing feature. Like when you long press a button in the app, it's basically the same as long pressing a button on the physical remote. You don't have to keep tapping to increase maybe your volume, just long press and it's just going to keep going up. The app is free, and to use it, your TV and your phone have to be on the same Wi-Fi network. But I've made a video showing how to use it, so I'm going to link it in the description. Talking about Wi-Fi, the next app we'll be looking at is this one called DE1984. Weird name. But with this app, you can stop other apps from having internet access. Say for example, if you don't want Chrome from having internet access, you can just turn it off. It works with mobile data as well, not just Wi-Fi. Now, if you have used an app like this before, apps that block other apps from having internet access, you know that after activating the app, you will not be able to use your VPN. Now, this app DE1984 has that feature as well, but if you use Shizuku, then you can use it without having to use your phone's VPN service. So that means that you can block some apps from having internet access while also using a VPN. The app is free and it is open source, and like I said, if you want to use it with a VPN, then you have to use it with Shizuku. So if you don't know how to set up Shizuku, then I'm going to leave a link to a video that I've made showing you how to set up Shizuku on your Android device. Okay, so app number 9. This one is called Folder Widget, and with this app you can organize all your favorite apps in folders on your home screen. The app is free and it is very easy to use, and it has templates you can try just in case you're not feeling very creative. Okay, so the final app we'll be looking at today is called Volume Scroll. With this app activated, instead of swiping your screen to scroll, you can use the volume buttons on your phone to scroll. Keep in mind that with this app activated, you will not be able to control your phone's volume anymore using the buttons. But the good thing is that you can easily deactivate it from your quick toggles. And if you don't want the app working everywhere, maybe you only want it working in TikTok or Twitter or X, there's a feature for that. So Volume Scroll is free and it is easy to use, so you should check it out if you want. So those are 10 Android apps that I'll be recommending in today's video. If you found one or two that you think you'll install, then please give this video a like and subscribe to the channel. I'll be seeing you in the next one. Take care and bye bye.